What's going on, Soul Tribe? I salute the divinity in you, and welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and bringing that little nugget to add to the Soul Tribe archive. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the North Node in Cancer in the 4th house. And this is a real neat one. Now, when you think about the North Node, the North Node and the South Node are always connected. Where the South Node is, you can think about, or the Dragon's Tail is where you've been. You can think of it as the past. The North Node or the Dragon's Head is where you're going. This is uncharted territory. Whatever house it falls in has more of an emphasis in the chart. There's a sense of achievement that's wanting to happen in that house. So it's very interesting to observe and this is where the eclipse points happen. When you're watching it just kind of transiting. So there's a lot of cool things I think that can happen when you're working with the nodes. And then when you talk about Cancer, Cancer is the cardinal water sign ruled by the moon. They are feminine in nature. And Cancer is one that I like to think of Cancer as just like, this is where feelings first happen, being that cardinal water sign. But there's a strong intuition with Cancer. Cancer knows how to really sense the ebb and flows of their internal world and in others as well. There's that heightened sensitivity. There's this empathic nature that comes with them. But again, that moon also brings about this very loving and nurturing, tender nature that it's good to have a Cancerian on your side. My son's in Cancer. But there is a really kind of nice, very powerful, I think, very kind of growing energy that happens with Cancer as well. So just some things to think about there. And then you get into the 4th house. This is one of the angular houses, so this is a very kind of strong house. And this was known in traditional astrology as the subterranean place. This is a nadir, the lowest point of the chart. And some of the themes that the 4th house covers would be either family or parents. This can deal with the household or just a hearth, the home in general. This can be about land, this can be about real estate, property. This can cover get into ancestors, thinking about maybe even your homeland as far as your state, your country, your continent, however big you want to take that. And yeah, those would be just some rough, just kind of key things that are that cover that 4th house. Now, when you combine all of these things, a couple of things to think about is you're going to want to look to see where the moon is at in your chart, because the moon's going to be in charge of this 4th house, and how is she witnessing this house is going to be one thing you want to pay attention to. You'd have an Aries rising by whole sign, and one thing that is going to, I think, be very important is one, when it comes to, because when you think about that, where the South Node is, accomplishment and achievements, those in career, of course, those are going to be things that are happening in your life. But at the end of the day, when you've achieved all of these things, there's going to be maybe this question of, what am I doing this all for? Who's there to enjoy this with me? And this could be, maybe you're wanting to, again, maybe you're thinking about starting a family. Maybe that might be more of a focus for you, or figuring out how to balance the two out there. This could be one where you are more involved in maybe your home, possibly, if you're not thinking about starting up a family that way. At least having some sort of attachment where it's more than just a place that you go to just crash and just get a few hours and do the same thing. Let your home space be something that you're intimately involved with. That maybe even something where you do purchase some land and then even have that built up, or maybe even learn how to build stuff. You're learning all the skills. But I think that there could be just something there about where you're tending to the home, where you're nurturing the home, maybe even having a garden, something along those lines, I think could be something very beneficial for this 4th house. Have a different sense of what accomplishment means, not just about achieving the success, the going after the promotions and things, but the accomplishments of just oh, look at that, my vegetables are growing, or look at this, I love how this room is looking, or I'm going to get ready to, I'm really enjoying these blinds that I invested in, or whatever that might be looking like for you. I could even see this too as maybe digging into having that relationship with your ancestors, maybe doing a 23andMe or some sort of thing that investigates that. and maybe even looking at some of the things that they've accomplished, and maybe you may want to, maybe you discover that you come from a lineage of astrologers, and maybe you come from some like family like mathematicians, whatever that might look like, and maybe you're wanting to restore that legacy in a sense. That could be something that's happening, or depending on how the nodes are aspected, maybe this is something where, because the fourth house can be the end of matters as well. So maybe this could be where you're wanting to do like a kind of like breaking like a generational cycle. Maybe there's just been this theme of just like the same old kind of thing just kind of happening, and like the buck stops here. You're just like, no mas. We're going to do things differently this time and prepare a new foundation for the upcoming, generations of you to to enjoy. And I think too, paying attention to as well how you just feel in your environment, I think is something that's really important. Making sure that you do just have that connection, because I think that's going to really affect really what you can accomplish in life. If you're not feeling comfortable in your space, something's changing, like just really kind of pay attention to that. I think that could be something important or be beneficial as well. But even like getting into like real estate, or having just like maybe just like a couple of properties possibly could be something where you're taking your success and then you're investing this in order to create some sort of generational wealth. Even it could be something, I think I could see this placement even coming up as there. And a last thought, I'm just thinking about maybe what are the relationships with the with your parents, with the family, what's that looking like, and if finding a way, if there is any sort of like healing that needs to be done with that. If we can't maybe forgive what's happened in the family, of course, it's just like, how can you find ways of setting yourself free so that you can start a new foundation in a sense. So that's just another little thought there. But yeah, you can get a lot from these nodes. a lot to think about there. And if you happen to have this placement or know someone who's working with this placement, in the comment section below, leave a comment. Talk about how you've been working with this, how this is maybe manifest for you. And if you're wanting to work with these placements more personally, get an idea of what that's like, how this translates in a whole chart. Because it's nice to have the whole chart to get a better view of these things. All down in the description box is a link for all of the services that I provide, so definitely check that out. And I also do weekly transit videos on this channel, and then there's a link for my other channel, The Chariot and Friends, where I release videos whenever the moon changes signs, and we just discuss lunar shenanigans, talk about what sign she's in. This is real nice for Cancer, what sign she's in, what phase she's in when she's going void of course, and even do a tarot card reading at the end. So if that's something that resonates with you, definitely check that out. But until next time, stay mindful out there and keep raising that vibration through the roof. And I will catch you on the next one later.